Hey guys, this is Rob with Mon Valley Photo. Today I'm going to show you how to load 35mm film. So this is a pretty common example of a 35mm SLR camera. That means it's a single lens reflex camera. First thing you're going to have to do is open up the back of your camera. It doesn't matter if you have a lens on the front or not, because no light is actually going to get through here and expose the film unless we click this shutter button. So we don't have to worry about whether or not we have a lens on the camera right now, because this is light sealed in here. Now a lot of these styles of cameras, all you have to do is lift this up and pull this. If you pull this little handle here, that will release the back of a lot of cameras. It's not the case on this one. So if you try this first and it doesn't open the back, try looking for something on the side along here. On this one, there's a tiny little notch here that you just pull that down and that releases the back. Now once you have the back of the camera opened, be careful. You don't want to touch this here. This is your shutter in this area here. This is a sensitive area of the camera that you don't want to mess up, so try not to touch this. But your film will lay flat across here. So your canister of film is going to go in this spot here. It will lay flat across here, and it will be wound up onto this take-up spool on this side, which is going to move whenever you take the picture and cock the shutter. First thing we're going to do is open up our new film. 35mm film is going to come in a little canister like this. I'm sure you've all seen that before, unless you're really new to film. So this is a canister of unexposed 35mm film. This is T-Max 100 by Kodak black and white film. The 100 stands for the film speed. It's the same as the ISO. This is the leader on the film, so this is going to be exposed to light, and when you develop it, nothing is going to show up here. This part of the film is essentially dead, and you can't, anything you pull out of the canister like this is going to get exposed to light and ruined. So once you accidentally pull this film out, you can't put it back in. It's ruined at that point if it is exposed to any light. But I'm just pulling this out a little bit to show you. You can kind of twist these to get the film back in a little bit, but it doesn't matter, because every time you load a film into a camera, a little more than this is going to get exposed to light. The leader is just this part that you're going to give you something to hold on to and slide into this slot here. So you see me struggling a little there to fit this in. It's not going to fit in unless I pull this little thing up here. And again, this is the way you open some of the cameras, but me, I'm just pulling this up. So you have to pull that up so that your canister will fit in there. You push this down, and now it'll be locked in there. Not completely locked, you can probably still wiggle it out, but it's going to hold it in place now. Pull this over here. Now this is the part that is tricky. So you've got these little holes here. These are sprocket holes, and they are going to line up with these. Let me see if I can get this in focus. There's little sprockets on here, and I'm going to line these holes on the film up with the little notches on here. And the reason this gets difficult is getting this leader, if you're not used to it, it's a little tricky to get it into this slot here. I'm try to show you the best I can. This is where I'm going to try to put this leader. Now I can spin this wheel with my thumb. You see how it's going to spin in. This is going to pull the film, and this is going to wrap it up. See how that's working? Alright, once I got that leader wrapped around there, I'm pretty much good to go. Only thing I want to do is double check and make sure my sprockets are lined up right, and they're going into the holes on the film. Now keep in mind, all of this film has been exposed to light. It's not going to take any pictures. So the next thing I'll do, once I have this wrapped up and correctly on here on these sprockets, I can close this back door, and it's got this plate here that's going to press the film flat. It'll keep it flat against here. Again, this is a pressure plate that will hold it flat against where it's going to be exposed in the shutter. So now I'm closing this. You hear it snap. It's safe. It's light safe now. It's not going to let any light in here. I have to remember not to open this back up while I have film in it. Some people will tape a piece of this cardboard here, take this, and tape it onto the back of the camera so they remember A, that they have film in it, and B, what type they have in it. But now that I have loaded my film, if you can see this here, this is going to be on S for start, and there's a little counter in here that will let me know what frame I'm on. So now I have to advance the film a few times, and I can just expose the shutter. I'm not really taking a picture because this part of the film has been exposed to light already, and I want to advance the film until it gets to the 1 on here. But I can now put this back on, or I could put my lens on if I'm ready to start taking photos. Advance the film one more time maybe, and I should be good to go. You're ready to start taking photos.